Good morning. My name is Morgan. I'm the president and owner of Flair Electronics. I'm glad to be here today and glad to be a partner of Inovonics. We work very closely with them, and they have a great product line and a great team. A few things to know about Flair Electronics. We are a lean organization, and one of the things we pride ourselves on is answering our phone in person and helping you with your questions and needs immediately, rather than you having to go through a voice mail system or answering system. Also, we love to help solve hard security or life safety application problems. We have some great engineers that have a lot of experience in the industry, and we like nothing better to do than talk to folks who need a solution and designing or customizing a product to meet your needs. So with that introduction, I'm going to just jump right in here. I'm going to cover a little bit about Flair. I'm going to get into our LED alarm enunciators, our fence vibration sensors, nurse call pull cords and push buttons, a few other products where we use Inovonics transmitters. And we're going to have some questions at the live event. And I just want to thank you for attending and listening to my presentation and hearing about Flair. Flair was founded in 1967 and has worked in the security market since its inception. We were the first to invent many of the products you see within our website. A lot of our employees have been with Flair for more than 30 years, and our engineers regularly assist with the design of new products and installation. We're located in Southern California in Pomona. Our website is www.flairsecurity.com. You can find lots of great pictures and descriptions and data sheets on our products. Flair Electronics works with many distributors throughout the US and select locations in Canada. You can find a map with the closest distributor to you on our website. Our products include magnetic contacts, enunciators, nurse call systems, custom door alarms and controls, perimeter security sensors, environmental sensors, and tilt switches. Okay, let's talk about our LED alarm enunciators. We have our models 582-1015-24 and -32. That's 24 zones and 32 zones. And then our nurse call panels are ENS 24, ENS 32, and ENS 48. That's 24 zones, 32 zones, and 48 zones. Operation. When an Inovonics transmitter sends an alarm message, an LED on the enunciator illuminates and the sounder pulses, alerting a guard or caregiver to the zone or room associated with that transmitter. The enunciators can be programmed in either a follow or latching configuration. In a following configuration, the LED comes on when a device or transmitter triggers an alarm. As soon as that transmitter clears, the LED on the panel clears also. In a latching configuration, when a Inovonics transmitter sends an alarm, the LED latches in. The transmitter may clear, but the LED will still remain latched. There are two buttons on the side of the enunciator. The top button, if you press it, it silences the sounder. The second button on the side in a latching configuration will clear the alarm on the panel once the transmitter has cleared. A transmitter low battery, MIA, or trouble conditions are also enunciated by status and zone LEDs. So the status LEDs are up at the top of the enunciator. Those will light, and the corresponding zone of the transmitter that has a problem will also light. Features. These alarm panels are super simple and highly visual displays identifying immediately where there's a problem. Unlike a little alarm panel or a computer, the guards or caregivers can look at the panel and immediately know where the issue is. There's an adjustable volume sounder on the right side, and this calls the attention of the guards or caregivers that there's a problem. The zone label is a paper template underneath a plexiglass cover. This is easy to remove, and it's actually a Word document that you can customize for your particular application. You can register one transmitter per zone on the 24 and 32 zone models, and then on the 48 zone model, you can register up to 5 transmitters per zone. Our enunciators will interface with pagers or smart devices and PCs for remote notification of alarms and reports on activity. For example, in a nurse call application, you can generate a report that shows how often a particular resident is using their call buttons. Installation is super easy. You just mount the panels to the wall with 4 screws. You register transmitters by pressing the reset button and then programming zone number on the panel with the onboard buttons and LCD screen. On our 48 zone enunciators, you can hook them to a PC and register many transmitters at one time. Our panels come with a built-in battery, but we also recommend using an external UPS battery backup to smooth out any power surges or brownouts. Applications. You can use our panels anywhere there are on-site guards, life safety personnel, or caregivers that need to see the status of the security or call system quickly. Installations include assisted living facilities, surgical centers, rehab centers, hotels, apartments, schools, theaters, social service centers, police stations, jails, and more. Really anywhere that your guards or caregivers want to see the alarm panel, want to see the status of the zones or the rooms real time. Okay, let's move on to our fence vibration sensors. We have our models VIB100W and VIB520W. These work with all Inovonics receivers and Flair LED enunciators. The sensor and the Inovonics transmitter are built into weatherproof NEMA 4X plastic boxes, and they have adjustable sensitivity. The sensors attach to the fence with a bracket and 2 screws, capturing 2 of the chain links between the bracket and the sensor. The vibration sensors pick up vibration traveling through the continuous metal chain link due to an intruder climbing or cutting on the fence. Once the microcontroller sensitivity profile on the sensor has been reached, an alarm is triggered and transmitted to the receiver. Some of the features of our vibration sensors: they have multiple sensitivity settings, so they work well on different fences. The fences can be old or new. They can be loose or tight. So one setting doesn't work for every situation. So you can actually put the sensor right on the fence, and there are onboard LEDs which will show you real time how it's responding to a climb or a cut, and you can adjust the sensitivity to tune it in to that particular fence. The range of these sensors is 50 to 60 feet. That means 25 to 30 feet on either side of the sensor. You can deploy just one or a couple on a HVAC fence, a cage around an HVAC unit, or many on a fence line around some cars or materials. Unlike beams, these sensors will work on curved fences or fences that are staggered going up a hill. They're easy to install, and an entire fence line can be just done in hours. They require just 2 AA batteries that last years. And these sensors are not affected by blowing objects like tumbleweeds or dust. And if an animal were to brush up against it or knock it, it would not set off it would not trigger an alarm. We're more than happy to help with system design and pricing. We ask that you just send us some photos or a sketch of the fence line, and then we have a worksheet that we can send you with kind of the pertinent questions that help us design and price a system. So just call or email us, and we'll work with you to come up with the best design. Installation of the vibration sensors is super easy. The fence must be chain link or bar and be continuous. These sensors don't work well on chain link fences with the privacy slats, the wooden or plastic privacy slats, because they tend to vibrate and shake the fence. And also the chain link fences that are coated in vinyl, that kind of dulls the transmission of the vibration. So they really only work well on the metal chain link or metal bar fences. The sensors screw to the chain link in the middle. You position them in the middle of the fence, and you use just the bracket and the 2 screws to secure them. For small gates, it's best to attach to the adjacent panel, and the sensors will pick up anybody climbing on the gate or trying to get through it, because the vibration will transmit right through the hinges into the adjacent panel. For larger rolling sliding gates, attach it to the middle of the gate. You want to clear any vegetation off the fence, tighten or remove any hanging signs, and make sure gates are secured when closed and don't rattle to keep the false alarm count low. You can register these sensors to any Inovonics receiver or Flair LED Enunciator by pressing the reset and selecting the appropriate zone on the receiver. Replace batteries by removing the lid and front circuit board with 4 screws. Super easy. Applications. These sensors work best for equipment cages or smaller commercial yards and fence lines under 1,000 feet to protect cars, materials, and equipment. Installations include storage facilities, car and boat dealers, scrap metal yards, bus depots, power substations, construction sites, remote towers, borders, and more. Anything you can think of. All right, moving to some of our other products where we use the great Inovonics transmitters. These are a couple devices used in nurse call. Our model EPC 500W pull cord and our EPB 440W push button. The Flair pull cords and push buttons have a built-in EN 1941 transmitter, and when triggered, the transmitter will send an alarm message to any Inovonics-based call system or receiver. So they work not only with the Inovonics receivers and Flair LED panels, but any other Inovonics system or Inovonics-based call system. The features, they're easy single pull or push to activate. Each device has an onboard LED and sounder which pulses when triggered. Just one lithium battery will last years. They can be either recessed or wall mount, and they are waterproof, so you can even put them in the shower. Installation is very easy. You can install them in a single gang recessed box into the wall, or we also provide small plastic wall mount back boxes. They register to any Inovonics receiver or Flair LED Enunciators by pressing the reset and selecting the zone on the receiver. Replacing the battery is easy by removing from the wall and ejecting the lithium battery from the battery clips and replacing. That's all you need to do, and it will link back up with the receiver or LED alarm panel. You can use these devices with any Inovonics-based nurse call system. Okay, a few of our other products. We make a probe that works with the Inovonics water sensor EN1751. We sell a lot of these for apartment buildings to use in the apartments underneath the water heater or underneath the sink. There's nothing worse than getting a flood in an apartment building on the 6th floor. Can cause a lot of damage. We make a battery-powered gate alarm, and you can put an EN1210 transmitter inside that case. This is a great product for remote fences like pools in a hotel or apartment complex, or remote fences around cars or materials. This would mount right on the fence, and the heavy-duty magnetic contact would go on the gate. And when it's opened, it will trigger a local alarm, a local sounder, and then also it will trigger the EN1210 to trigger an alarm panel. We make a tilt switch where we install an EN1210 transmitter, and we have customers who use this for HVAC units on the tops of buildings. We also have a ventilator monitor. The vent monitor plugs into one of our pull cords, and if the vent stops working, the onboard EN1941 transmitter sends an alarm signal to a receiver or one of our LED alarm panels. So that's a little bit about Flair Electronics and all the great products we make with the Inovonics radios. I really appreciate you listening today, and happy to help in the live session and in the future with any designs, any applications, or even any new products you may have in mind. So thank you for attending. At Flair, we care.